I'm very glad to welcome all of you on our Chief Operating Officer online course. And today we have class number 1, who is the Chief Operating Officer and this role in the organization, what does it mean? So let's start, and let's start from this. Why would I want to do that? Meaning, why someone should participate in this course? Improving the operational efficiency of business is always expressed in the growth of business profitability and therefore increase in profits. Companies are always generously rewarded with such a result. So it's good for the person because it should be and it would be rewarded by the company. This course has its own site. This is the address of the site. And let me introduce myself. My name is Mike Pritula. My first work was at Alpha Bank, where I did some recruiting and training. And actually, I was doing good. I had several promotions, like 4 or 5. And then I moved to Starlight Media to be first head of recruitment and onboarding. And later I became HR director. Then I worked for Wargaming in role of HR business partner and total rewards lead for the CIS region. Then I worked at Preply and Ideals. I built HR department and helped in other directions. And in these roles, I was actually partly sometimes a CEO because I helped not only in HR direction, but in other direction, like administrative, like facilities, some IT stuff, writing some IT policy, and increasing the efficiency of business process, helping company to build the process between the departments, improving the interaction within departments. Like, for example, with Starlight Media and Wargaming, I helped different departments to build better communication via starting the survey, how they interact with each other. I used supplier engagement survey from Gallup, which is very popular and very good at this. So actually I did something, right? Not just HR, but also other work. And of course I help business. Now I'm the founder of My Pitola Talent Academy, and I act as HR advisor for People Force, helping them to grow their business. In my work, and of course in my courses, I used best practices from all these companies that I constantly read. I read articles, books, updates, and of course I continue learning myself as well and developing myself. This course has some tasks, homeworks, and you are going to accomplish them to obtain our diploma. So our diploma is quite good and it has a good look. You can add this diploma to your LinkedIn profile, which I think also good. And more than that, we issue this diploma on the online platform that most of best in the world companies use, like Google, Harvard, Slack, Zendesk, and others. So you are going to be in a good company and a good team, right? Okay, so this course consists of 10 classes or 10 webinars. So you will see why it is so, why in this order, because actually it is aligned with competency model of the COO, and it also built in a good sequence. So you start from the very beginning, like developing the company strategy, and then you continue with strategy implementation, execution, process, and other stuff that helps you to organize the work and to make the company more profitable, more effective. That's why this is the order of our class. And program of today's lesson is actually following. We will discover the researching model of Chief Operating Officer did by Ernst & Young. We will learn key competencies required for this role, key tools for the Chief Operating Officer, and checklist of business operational efficiency. So let's start from this. Talking about the Chief Operating Officer, think who is the most famous one. I think this guy is quite famous. And actually, we all know that he helped Apple to build one of the most profitable business in the world, right? Because I think this company is one among those who cost the most. And actually, in operating, he's best. He's just the best of the best. Not sure what about innovations, right? Because maybe the world doesn't need innovations right now. But when it comes to the efficiency, I can really say that Apple probably is the most efficient company in the world. And we see it in the revenue, in the stock share growth, and other like sales volume, right? Sales popularity, brand awareness, and so on. So let's continue. How the CEO explains their role. They say, I make things happen. Yes. And I like this quotation from Churchill. I like things to happen. And if they don't happen, I like to make them happen. So we can call this role Chief Happen Officer, right? So when this role come up, what was the first time it appeared? The New York Times reported on the appointment of a chief operating officer at American Bank as early as 1935, almost 100 years right now since that. In the railroad industry, chief operating officer positions have existed for at least a century. So it's, I would say it's a very important role, and it's quite, how to say, quite mature role and quite mature profession in the world. Research on the role of Chief Operating Officer. This research did by EY, which was previously Ernst & Young, says that 40% of CEOs would like to become the CEO. Actually, tell me if you want to do this as well, right? Because I think this is good. They say that they have lack of visibility of their work. And actually, I worked at how many, 5 or 6 companies, and I worked closely with different guys being a CEO. It really lack of visibility, because usually, actually it's internal work, right? You just improve processes, you just make company more profit. It's not seen very often. But when things go wrong, go straight to them, right? So they are like a firefighter and not visible to the outside world. But I can't say, actually it's by the EY report, but I can't say this about this guy, right? When he was, and he started as a chief operating officer at Apple, right? Because now he is a CEO of the company, but he started as chief operating officer and he was quite famous. So I wouldn't say that it's not visible. It depends. And I think it also depends on the person and the knowledge and the results, I would say. Of course, results. What kind of role is this? The role of the chief operating officer often defies one-size-fits-all description. In fact, it's a job whose responsibilities are defined in close alignment with the individual needs and goals of the chief operating officer. And actually, it highly depends on this role, because it's like a second half of the chief executive officer. Why? We find CEOs who combine deep operational knowledge with a broad strategic vision and who have what it takes to be the next CEO. What is the portrait of chief operating officer? Statistics. It's mostly male, 48 years old, usually has a college degree. Actually, no one was the dominant. 66% of CEO are in the top management. They are strongly satisfied with their position, worried that their co-workers don't appreciate them enough, and motivation and hard work are considered the qualities that they have most contributed to their position today. In what ways are they most useful to the business? Optimizing operations performance, one of the most useful. It's the meaning, it's the opinion of CEO, and the next one gray is the opinion of C-suite, like other guys in the C-level positions. So quite similar opinion. Optimizing operating performance, then delivering significant cost efficiencies, and it's very important. But it's not just about cutting the cost, right? It's about rather searching how to make most of the cost, not just by cutting. Executing transformational or change management projects, discovering and supporting growth opportunities for the business, very popular required. Ensuring effective risk management, of course, it helps to actually save costs on different lawsuits. And managing functional departments like IT departments, sometimes HR, facilities, and actually we will see later. What's useful for a startup in this position, in this role? The COO can help you get your product to market faster because of their experience in industry or product development. The CEO has more experience building a business and will serve as a mentor to a less experienced CEO, which is usually a founder and actually very often quite a young person. If you started your business with them from the beginning against the advice of hackers, hustlers, hipsters, like, there is the approach of building a startup. There isn't it a hacker, hustler, and hipster. But here, you may also hire as the CEO. The CEO title can help maintain a healthy relationship with the co-founders or provide clarity to outsiders. If the CEO is focused on fundraising, which is usually the case for startups, right? Because they spend like almost all the time. When I worked at Preply, our CEO spent all the day just talking to investors, preparing some information and other stuff. So that having the right hand with the company is crucial and critical. Yeah. So what criteria are used to measure their performance based on the real survey? Increasing efficiency in operations, of course, keeping to the budget, realizing cost savings, performance and agility of their operations or function, leadership skills, yeah, because with that it becomes just like a policeman, right? Improvement in companies' financial metrics, which is good, companies' ethical standing, strategic planning mindset, ability to recruit, retain, and develop talented people in operations, contribution to business transformation agenda, and business model innovation outside of core operations. So this is the most popular. And now the role by EY. Actually, when I prepared this course, I researched like tons of information. I was looking for competency, body of knowledge, competency skill set, some surveys, some ideas, profiles of different CEO. And I came to conclusion that this research and this information by EY is the most popular opinion about the role of the CEO and the most effective one. So I'm happy to share this survey, this research and its results with this. So the CEO contribution consists of 7, let's say, competencies or maybe capabilities, and they are focused on 3 big pillars like development, execution, and enablement. And that helps company to grow and to succeed. So let's start from the first, ensuring suitable operations management, right? And the information here consists of 4 blocks of information: core skills needed for this, core knowledge, key areas of expertise, and key relationships. So let's start from these key areas of expertise. Keeping the belts running, right? The second name of this competency. And key areas: strong operational experience, for example, logistic management, production management, plant management, capacity management, process management, budget management and controlling, customer relationship management, supplier relationship management, risk management, and conflict management, right? So it's about ensuring sustainable operations management. And talking about operations, we actually are talking not just about the factory, building Tesla or something like that, but also high-tech company like outsourcing company, they also have operations. It's their developers working for the clients, right? And it has to work smoothly as well. Next, optimizing operational process. And the second name is improving your turf. And here, key areas of expertise, business process management and optimization. And actually, we will talk a lot about that in our course. Efficiency measures, like lean management, multifunctional business service transformation, financial management, but it's not doing the work instead of financial department, right? So it's a kind of a different way. And on our course, we will learn this topic as well. Logistic management, supplier collaboration, and customer relationship management and collaboration. Next, designing a framework to implement strategy into operations, which is very important, right? Because the CEO develops a strategy, but strategy doesn't work if it doesn't have the implementation strategy, if it doesn't have the execution. So here, the making the vision real. What key areas of expertise here? Participation in development and design of vision, mission, and strategy, assessment of operational readiness and implementation choices, design and implementation of organizational model, experience of various methods of communication, and media expertise. Next, managing the strategic assets of the company. And the second name here is lining up the troops. And key areas: scenario planning, intellectual property management, risk management, leadership and people management, and of course, it had like a lot of core skills, core knowledge, and key relationships. Next, driving key change and transformation initiatives. And the second name of this direction is being the business transformational owner, which is very important. And for the CEO, it's quite boring to make things happen, right? But for the CEO, it's what they actually like to do. And key areas here: large-scale transformation management, project management, scenario management, change management, feasibility analysis, and internal communication. And the last one, but not the least, shaping the future of the business. And the second name here is bringing business model innovation. And here, set of key expertise is following: strategic planning, marketing and communication, product and service development, innovation management, business model innovation, business case adaptation, feasibility analysis, and scenario planning and diplomacy. So these the core skills and core functions of the CEO and core contribution by this role to the company. So we will take this model as a core structure of our course, and then we put some tools. First, it's about the tools and some information to equip you with everything you need to succeed in this role. So competencies based on research. What kind of competencies is the most popular? Leadership skills and people management skills. Here you see attributes needed and areas for improvement, right? But actually they are quite similar. Communication and influence skills, change management skills, responsibility over control within the operation function, control over design and execution of the operational model, deep insight into the industry or key geographical markets, ability to manage across borders and different cultures. Actually, it's for international companies or multinational companies. Understanding of analytical and predictive models, deep insights into sustainability trends, and control over design and execution of the organizational governance framework. Yep, this is the competencies. Let's move on. The main tools of the Chief Operating Officer. They have 3 foundations. I would say this is a core, the most important. Knowing how to deal with the culture. You know, have you heard culture is strategy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Of course, strategy, but it's not about developing the strategy, which is the CEO responsibility, but rather about the execution strategy, but also about what is a good strategy, because, you know, sometimes the strategy is just a set of words, having nothing with the reality and with the execution. So should know how to make it proper in a proper way. And changes. Changes is everything about this role. And we can also say Chief Changing Officer, right? CCO. Okay, there are then technical directions like IT, informational technology, finance, human resources, of course, operations, risk, governance, legal, compliance, supply chain, facilities, internal communications and public relations, sustainability, which is very popular nowadays. Sustainability as a core principle of business, and protection of vulnerable people. Actually, I would like to recommend you reading this article about the CEO role. Very good article. Possible archetypes of the chief operating officer could be the executor. Actually, try to consider all these archetypes and choose which one is about you, about yourself. The executors, they turn idea and strategies into business realities. And I would say this is the most popular and in high demand by business. Because, like generating ideas is not a problem nowadays, especially when we have artificial intelligence. We can just write ChatGPT prompt, generate ideas about this, and it will generate like tons of ideas. But to make these ideas be a reality, you need the CEO, right? The change agent, they are brought on to lead a specific change initiative, such as turnaround or planned expansion. Yeah, and actually, they are often hired during this period of the company. The mentor, they typically coach a young founder CEO. Have you seen this film? It's internship, or how to call it? Let me check the real name of this film. The Intern. Very good film. This is the idea of this. Let me show you this. Of this role, like a coach. Yeah, you remember this young CEO founder who I think she was founder of the company, and he came and actually is an intern and helped her to improve the efficiency of the business. They have deep industry experience and apply that to co-lead with the CEO. The other half, very good name. They are the ideal foil for the CEO. They are great where the CEO is not as developed or interested. The partner, they co-lead the company alongside the CEO. The heir apparent, they are groomed to take over the top post in the succession plan. I think this is this guy, I forgot. Tell me, Apple guy, Tim Cook story, right? The MVP, they are promoted from within in order to keep this valuable leader at the company, like most valued person, right? Now, talking about the business efficiency and talking about the ingredients of this business efficiency, and again, giving you some real tools to work with, I would like to present you, if you never seen before, Rockefeller checklist. And this checklist is actually business operational efficiency checklist. It consists of 10 parts, and let's consider this. First, the executive team is healthy and aligned. So you need the executive team to be in place and to work well within each other. Then everyone is aligned with the number one thing that needs to be accomplished this quarter to move the company forward. There are like lots of different approaches. I would say OKR is one of the most interesting here. Number three, communication rhyme is established and information moves through organization accurately and quickly. It's about right set of meetings, like all hands meeting, or someone call it town halls meetings, one-to-one meetings between a manager and employee, weekly team meeting, and in a right way. Could be also daily huddle, like for 15 minutes, or they call it also stand-up. Next, every facet of the organization has a person assigned with accountability for ensuring goals are met. This is very interesting and very good idea to assign one single person to very important goal, just to not to make it mixed between different people, so everyone can blame other in case of fail. Fifth, ongoing employee input is collected to identify obstacles and opportunities. It's about employee voice and it's about hearing them. And also it's about two-way feedback, because if you just share the information with employees, it's it's communication, but that's not enough. You also need to hear from your employees and to collect the information from clients. It's employees who work with clients. It's employees who can bring the valuable information from clients, right? 6, reporting and analysis of customer feedback data is as frequent and accurate as financial data. You know that Net Promoter Score, NPS, is so popular nowadays. I just came out from my BMW dealer after the service and received immediately NPS survey. How do you like the service? Would you recommend us? And actually, I receive it very often. Yesterday, I was at Pandora store. I bought some jewelry for my daughter for her birthday. And they asked me immediately, could you provide the feedback? There was a QR code on the cash desk. So they asked me to scan it and to fill the survey. Yeah, it's so popular. And this is a good idea to collect feedback constantly, because in the era of internet and fast moving information, you need to reply on something bad very quickly. Core values and purpose are alive in the organization, and we mean that they are not just stickers on the wall, like this company that failed. I forgot the name of the company. You know, Enron company, yeah, because Enron company had in their value something like truth, transparency, but it was not about the real culture. And talking about the real culture, we mean that this is something that people actually share and show on regular basis. Then employees can articulate the following key components of the company's strategy accurately. Big, highly audacious goals, BHAG, which is very popular nowadays, core customers and their profiles, 3 brand promises, elevator pitch. This is, I would say, one of the most difficult. Number 9, all employees can answer quantitatively whether they had a good day or week. It's about the dashboard. It's about working with the metrics, right? So it's not just about regular results or behavior. It's about measuring metrics, the most important ones, and reporting on them. The company's plans and performance are visible to everyone, and it's about the internal transparency. There's not it shouldn't be in the way that no one knows nothing. It should be in the way like I like Buffer Company. Buffer Company is a company that published all their salaries on the website, even for external people. This is a transparency level we can just dream of, right? But this is important to be in such a company that you can be absolutely transparent. At least it's good to start moving into that direction, right? So this is just beginning. It's like an introduction to this course, and you got some ideas about this role, and you got your very first tool, which will be more later. And now the homework, please check your company by this checklist. So just mark the answers and write 5 recommendations for your company. What exactly needs to be implemented? Just 5 ideas based on this checklist and based on this class. Something that or maybe it could be also something outside of this class. something you already have in mind. Why not? Just put it on the paper, actually not on the paper, but on your laptop, and send via the platform to me, to my review, and I'll give you the feedback. Now, books. Actually, I like a lot of books about the business, about leaders, about, of course, CEOs. I have lots of them. I can share like about Tesla, Walmart, Apple, Amazon, and so on, and Spotify and others. But today, for this class, I would prefer to recommend you just two books. First, like I would say it's like a Bible for the COO. It's Lee Iacocca, the guy who worked for Ford company. Actually, if you saw this Ford versus Ferrari film, if you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend you to see the film Ford versus Ferrari. And this guy, he helped several car manufacturing companies a lot. And of course, Ben Horowitz, The Hard Thing About Hard Things, real book about hard decisions that you have to make in the business to make company not only profitable, but alive, actually to make it survive different obstacles which you meet along the way, right? So it's like a very good books. And if you haven't read them, just start reading. I think you will enjoy them. And also a couple of books that are recommended by the CEOs. So just actually, I like this as well. Blitzscaling, one of my favorite books. And yeah, good set of other books. You see Hard Things About Hard Things also are recommended by CEO. Of course, this is a just basic Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's not about the, it's not about the being rich. It's rather about the mindset. I would say it's about the mindset. And of course, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. Actually, all books are good. All books are good. Start from these two. Okay, thank you. So next, we will talk, today was the first class, and next class we will talk how to put all the pieces of the company together, how to develop company strategy. Then we will talk managing the company's culture as a tool for strategy implementation. Culture is super important to the CEO. Then organizing effective strategy execution, which we see also is very important. Then building and optimizing processes and business automation. Then 6, management of the organizational structure of the company. Actually, structure follows the strategy, right? 7, effective handling of company projects, because usually the CEO runs a lot of projects. At least they observe them and help them. Then financial management of the company, and it's not about what the CFO does. It's something about that COO could do to help the company, to make the company more profitable. Then managing the infrastructure of company, like all these departments, how to deal with them, especially if they are your subordinates. And organizing effective people management, how to build best practices of people management in the company, what to implement in this way, in this direction, and so on. So this is our plan for upcoming webinars, which I will glad to share with you and give you some tools and ideas and information. Thank you for your attention. I'm very glad you're here on this course. See you soon, and I'm waiting for your homework. Please don't wait. You may just right now, after finish watching this webinar, just fill the checklist and send it to me. Thank you again. See you soon. Bye-bye. Have a good day.